Welcome to Be More Yogic. My name's Amanda Dee, and today joining us we have Vera. She's going to be demonstrating modifications for the prenatal class that I'm going to take you through today. This is going to be the goddess flow. It's really great to open your hips, strengthen your hips, and it's going to help to strengthen your legs, preparing you for birthing. Okay, so we're going to start facing to the side of the mat. You can be somewhere in the middle of your mat. Have your feet hip point distance apart. So if you bring your fingers onto your hip points, just find where they are. And then if you look down, you want to align your heels right underneath you. Have the outsides of the feet parallel to the front and back of your mat. So your middle toes run forward like 2 train tracks. Take your hands onto your hip creases, and I want you to move your hips back. So it's kind of like you're sticking your bottom back. Now get your fingers underneath your hip points, and I want you to lift them up. And what you'll feel is the lower belly lifts, and the tail is going to lengthen down. So now you're a little longer in your lower back. Take your middle finger to your hip points, your thumbs to your lower ribs. And then I want you to create more space there by lifting out of your pelvis. So the lower ribs move away from the hip points. Take your thumbs underneath your armpits, and then you're going to lift yourself up through the side body, creating a little bit more length, and then spread across your clavicle bones so the shoulder blades come onto the back, the heart is open, and then releasing the arms alongside your body so the palms face forward. Soften your lower ribs back and into the body. So you have an equal opening in the back body and an equal opening in the front body. Draw the sides of the neck back and reach through to the top of the head. Now we're just going to sway our weight forward, move the weight into your toes. Just notice how that feels. And then move the weight over into your right foot. Sway the weight back into the heels. And then sway the weight over to your left foot. Now I want you to find the place where you're evenly weighted through both the feet, and the weight's right over the front of the heels. Then take your hands onto your baby, close your eyes. Take a few breaths into your belly, feeling that soft undulation as the belly rises on the inhalation. And the exhalation, the belly draws back and in. It just creates this little rocking motion for your baby, a soothing, swaying motion. Breathing in and out through both the nostrils evenly. Try to imagine your baby peacefully lying there, protected by you. And then as we chant today, you're going to feel the vibration all the way down into your belly. So feel like you're pressing the sound down into the earth. Take a full deep breath in. Allow your eyes to slowly float open and release your arms down. So remember that you're following Vera at any point that you need to modify, whether you're a beginner or whether you're in your second or third trimester. And you can follow me if you're a little more advanced in your practice and you want to take it up a little a notch. But if you're in your third trimester, please try to follow Vera. We're going to come now to the front edge of our mat. So we'll just come back a little bit just so you can see us. We're going to take our hands to prayer in front of our heart. And then we're going to open our hands like we're opening up a book. You're going to bring your hands towards your face, like you're splashing water on your face. Roll around the back of the wrist. So push the back of the wrist. And then again, open your hands and rolling. So you're just circling, pushing around the wrist, just to bring some circulation there, to stretch out the wrist. Warm up the elbows. And then changing direction. So now the hands come towards you, up and over. It's like you're splashing water on your belly. And then next time, bring your arms alongside your body. You're going to reach your right arm forward and up. Inhale. Circle the arm back and down. Inhale, reach the left arm forward and up. Inhale. Circle the arm back and down. Reach both the arms forward and up. Inhale. Circle the arms back and down. Now the right arm is going to reach back first, and then up and over. Left arm reaches back, up and over. Reach both your arms back. Press your palms above your head, look up, lengthen, pressing down into your feet, and draw the prayer down to the midline. So bring your arms alongside your body. And we're just going to drop the head forward, and you feel a nice little stretch in the back of the neck. You can kind of round the shoulders forward a little more, and you'll feel it more between the shoulder blades. And then roll your right ear towards your right shoulder, letting the left shoulder dangle, so you feel a stretch in the side of the neck. And then lift to look up towards the sky, keeping the back of the neck long though. You don't want to crunch in the back of the neck. Lift through the heart, lengthen the tail. And then drop the left ear towards your left shoulder, let your right arm dangle, so you feel a stretch in the right side of your neck. And then just a few circles like that, so just drop the head. You're going to roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Lift the gaze, look up, back of the neck long. Left ear to left shoulder. Forward. Right. Look up. Left. Drop the head forward and then just change direction. A couple of times. Left ear to left shoulder. Look up. Stretch out the throat. Right ear to right shoulder. Drop the head forward. Just one more time. Left ear to left shoulder. Looking up. Back of the neck long. Right ear to right shoulder. And then drop your head. Now lift your head up, stacking it on top of the spine. Okay, so bend your knees. Lift through the arches. And then you're going to stick your chest forward as you pull your elbows back. Then move your body over to the right. Elbows forward, round back, look towards your navel. Then over to the left. Forward, elbows back to the right. See if you can link up all those points into big circles with the chest. Left, forward, right, back, left, forward, right, back, left, forward. Now let's see if we can change direction. Sometimes when you go the opposite way, you'll find that you're making more of a square than a circle, but just try to link the points as smoothly as you can. Don't worry about the way it looks, just as long as you're moving in your spine. And then come into the center. You're going to take that into the hips, so just straighten your legs for a moment, give your legs a little wiggle. Now move your hips forward, bend your knees. Move your hips over to the right. Take your hips to the back, to the left, forward, right, back, left, forward, right, back, left. And then you can release your arms and see if you can make those circles a little faster. And this is just great to lubricate the spine, creating more fluid. And then let's change direction. So forward, left, back, right, forward, left, back, right. Circle those points. You can bend your knees, getting as low as you need. And just let your arms do what they want to do, whatever feels comfortable to you. And this just also, you can see, is warming up the knees and the ankles. And when you do spirals like this, it also moves your baby into optimal position for birthing. So this is great to do in your 3rd trimester. And then come to the center. Okay, you're just going to step to the front of your mat, and we're going to take a big giant step back with the right foot. Ground down the heel and make sure you've got about a fist distance from side to side between your feet. Your right foot is turning towards the front right quadrant of your mat, so it's in a 45 degrees angle. Press firmly through the outer back heel, so the back heel is grounded, the arch of the back foot is lifted. So you want to keep the weight in the back foot. So push with your front foot as you bend the front knee. You can keep your hands on your legs if you like. Some of you will lift your arms up, find Venus lock, interlace the last 3 fingers, and reach the pointer fingers up. Have the arms slightly forward of the shoulders. Straighten through the elbows and spiral the eye of the elbow up. Plug the arms back into the sockets. Now you want to strongly lift through the lower belly. Lengthen your tail as much as you can. And then just watch what's happening with that front knee. It will have a tendency to kind of collapse in on itself. So track it right over your middle toes. Keep reaching through the outer back foot. And then lift the heart and look up towards the thumbs. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhaling 1. 2 breaths, inhale. Your back leg is super straight, the kneecap is lifting. Last one, inhale. And exhaling 3. Straighten through the front leg, and you're going to pull your elbows back so your palms are face up. Now reach the hands forward. Turn the hands out to the side, and like you're swimming, bring the arms back. So it's like doing the breaststroke. Circle through the wrist. Reach the hands forward. Circle the arms back. Circle the wrists. Forward. And back. Forward. So this strengthens the arms, opens the shoulders, lubricates the wrists. Now this time as we circle back, we're going to find reverse prayer, or hold onto your elbows like Vera. Press your thumbs towards each other if you're in reverse prayer. Roll your shoulders up and the shoulders back. Now press firmly into that back foot. Start to lengthen through the tail first so the hip points lift. Lift your kneecaps. Pressing your fingers in towards your heart. Start to find a back bend into stargazer, keeping the back nice and long. Take 3 breaths, inhale. Exhaling 1. 2 breaths, inhale. Exhaling 2. Last one. Lift the right hip point and exhaling 3. Come out to the back bend, reach your arms up so the palms face each other, press the palms, and then you're going to face towards the side of your mat. Take your hands onto your hips. Now adjust your feet so the toes are the same distance from the side of the mat. The outer edges are parallel to the front and back of the mat. Hips back, tail lengthens. Elbows wrap in, lift through the heart. So you might need your blocks, Vera, so you can just grab your blocks and bring them just in front of you. Have them on the 3rd height there, so they're ready for you. That's it, and just parallel your feet a little more, sweet. That's it. Lift through the heart, elbows wrapping. And now from here, you're going to hinge forward from the hip creases. If you're in your third trimester or newer to yoga and your hamstrings are tight, take your hands onto blocks. Otherwise, continue without rounding in your lower back, taking your hands towards the floor. If you're very open, I want you to lift through the lower belly and lengthen your tail down. Lift up all 10 toes so that you activate the knees. Lift the kneecaps, the sides of the legs, the inner legs. Notice if you're rolling too much to the outer feet or inner feet, and make that perfect footprint. Drop the head, relax the head maybe. Weight is over the arches of the feet, but the outer heels are grounding. Strong, strong legs. Deep breaths into the back of the hamstrings. Lift the gaze, look forward, inhale. Bend the right knee deeply, check it over your little toe. Come back to center, breathe in. Stay in a flat back if your hamstrings are tight and just drop the head or fold forward. Lift the head, lift into a flat back. Exhale, bend the left knee, checking it over your little toe. Come back to center, breathe in. Either just drop the head or hinge and fold. Let's do that again. Inhale to your flat back, lengthen, weight to your toes, heels ground. Exhale, bend the right knee. Straight legs, flat back, look forward. Either drop the head or hinge and fold. Never rounding in your lower back. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, bend the left knee. Keep the right foot planted. Straight legs, flat back, inhale, either relax the head or fold forward, exhale. Now everyone come into a flat back. We're going to turn our heels in, bend our knees. Now take your forearms to the inner thighs and you're going to push your inner thighs open. So you're getting a stretch in the inner hamstrings, inner hips. Lift your pelvic floor muscles for support. And I always like to wiggle around here. So sometimes you may feel better being still. Some people like to move and flow, swaying your baby. Just see which feels better to you. And then lift up. So you're going to parallel your feet. We're going to turn our left toes to the front of the mat. Now just know you can put a block behind the left leg if you need it. Otherwise, you can always have your hand on your leg. Take your arms out to a T shape. Lift up all 5 toes in the left foot. Lift the kneecap so the legs are working strong, but try not to push into the knee. There's always a micro bend there that you can feel, but I can't see with my eyes. Now reach forward, lengthen the underside of the body. Reach, reach, reach. And then take the hand either to the leg, to the block, or to the floor behind the leg. Lean your head and heart back. Spiral the left lower ribs underneath you and look up. Root down through the outer back foot. Draw the belly back towards the spine so you're supported in your lower back. 3 more breaths in. Get longer from tail to crown of the head. 2 breaths, inhale. Exhaling 2. Look up a little more, left hip back, last one. Inhale. Exhaling 3. Soften the front knee first and then stand yourself all the way up. Parallel your feet to the front and back of your mat. Turn your right toes to the back and then if you need the block, place it now to the outside of the right leg. Lift up all 5 toes in your front foot, lift the kneecaps. Roll that right inner thigh up, the outer thigh back. Bring your arms out to a T shape, reach from finger to finger, and now reach into the back of your mat, lengthen first. And then take the hand either onto the leg, to the block behind the leg, or to the floor. Lift up all 5 toes in your front foot and press the big toe mound down, and that will help to lift the kneecap. Lean the head and heart back, wrapping the right hip underneath you. Root firmly down through that left outer foot, so clear arches. 3 more breaths in. Breathing out 1. Lean back. Inhale. If it hurts the neck, just look towards the side wall or look down. Last one. Inhale. More weight in your feet rather than your hand. Soften the front knee and slowly lift yourself all the way up. Parallel your feet again to the side edges of your mat. You're going to turn your left toes to the front of your mat. Bring your arms out to a T shape. This time, bend the front knee. Track it over your little toe. Inhale, straighten the front leg, arms up. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Track that front knee over your little toe. Inhale, straighten, arms up. Exhale, warrior 2. And then inhale, straighten. And exhale, warrior 2. Quick glance at your back foot. Just check to see that it's parallel to the back edge of your mat. You're pressing more through the outer foot. Look down past your inner knee and see that you can see your big toe and the toe next to it. So bend the knee deeper. You don't want the knee passing the ankle, so keep it right over your ankle. Squeeze your legs in. Lift your pelvic floor muscles. Without taking your legs with you, try and turn your body more to the side wall. 3 more breaths in. Breathing out 1. Look forward 2 breaths. Exhaling 2. Maybe go a little lower. Last one. Lift that left hip point. Exhaling 3. Straighten through the left leg, arms up. Inhale, parallel the feet to the side wall. Hands onto your hips. Turn your right toes to the back of the mat. Bend through that right knee, tracking it over your little toe and the toe next to it. Try to get your front thigh parallel to the floor, or if that's too much, be in a shorter stance like Vera. Open your arms out to a T shape. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, straighten the front leg, arms up. Exhale, warrior 2, track the front knee over your little toe. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten. Track the front knee over your little toe. Look straight down your middle finger. You want to see that your back foot is parallel to the front edge of your mat now. The right leg, you should be able to see the big toe and the toe next to it when you look down past the inner knee. So you're lengthening from the inner thigh to the inner knee, shortening from the right outer knee to the right outer hip. Lift your right hip point. Press your left inner thigh towards the front heel. And try and turn your body to the side wall. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhaling 1. Deep breath in. Root down through the outer left foot. Last one. And exhaling 3. Straighten the right leg, arms up, parallel the feet to the side wall. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. Have the right index finger in front of the left. See that your feet are parallel or turned in, but definitely not turned out. Move your hips back, scrib your tail long, and reach your fist down. Now, if you're in your 3rd trimester, you can stay here. Otherwise, if your hamstrings are open and you're ready to fold, come forward. Lift the shoulders away from your ears and reach the fist over. If you stood up, press your feet down, try to get more length in your spine and keep reaching the heart forward and up. Hips back, tail lengthens, heart reaches forward and up. Change the interlacing of your hands, so left index finger in front, and then same thing. If you stood up, reach the heart forward and up, tail lengthens. If you fold in, fist reaches up and over your head. Relax the neck completely. Press down into your feet. Squeeze your thumb knuckles towards each other. If you feel like your elbows are hyperextending, then a little bend to the elbows will help. If you fold in fist to your bottom and then drop your hands, you're going to bend your knees and roll up. We're going to turn our heels in and then bend our knees again. Take your hands onto your thighs. Lift through the arches of the feet and lengthen your tail. Now take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to dip your right shoulder to the midline, pushing into the right inner thigh. So there, if you push your right inner knee open, move the weight back into your right foot. Nice. So the weight's still even between your feet, you're just twisting in the spine. Come back to center, breathe in, and then take it to the other side, dipping the left shoulder. So your left hand is pressing into that inner thigh so it doesn't collapse in. Weight even between your feet, tail lengthening. Back to center, breathe in. Exhale to the left. Back to center, breathe in. Exhale to the right. Back to center one more time. To the left. Center. To the right. Come back to center. See how low you can go. And then straighten the legs, breathe in. Parallel the right foot to the edge of your mat. Turn your left toes forward and bend through that left knee back into the warrior two position of legs. Drape the right arm down the back of your right leg and lift the left arm up. Press your left knee to the left. Take your elbow onto your thigh. Move your hips slightly back. Concave your belly back. And then wrap this left sit bone underneath you. Back leg is straight. Now try not to lean into the arm wherever you are, whether you're on the hand, the elbow. Some of you might even be able to come down, taking your hand to the inner heel. Just know that you can take a block. Keep wrapping the left sit bone underneath you and prise that front knee open. When you look down, you want the knee over the ankle. Extend the right arm alongside your ear. Reaching from the middle finger to the outer right hip. This is called Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. Draw the lower ribs and look up. 3 breaths. Breathing out 1. 2 breaths. Exhaling 2. Last one. We're going to parallel our feet to the side while I'm going to give Eva back a blocks. And we're going to come into a flat back or fold forward. Lift through your kneecaps. Draw your belly in for support. Come into a flat back, turn your heels in. And then take your hands onto your legs. Track your knees over your little toe and lift through the lower belly, lengthen your tail. Now reach your arms up. So you're using the strength of your legs. Reach through the fingers, squeeze the biceps in. Take a deep breath in and then take the left elbow onto the left thigh, taking it into a side bend. You can also have your hand on the leg. Move the weight back into your right foot, open the right knee a little wider and look up. So you really feel your legs working. Try to stay with that. Lift your pelvic floor muscles. Come back to center, inhale. See how low you can go, exhale. Stand up for a moment, breathe in. Bring your arms down, breathe out. Bend the knees again. Lift through the lower belly, lengthen your tail. Reach your arms up, lengthen. Reach through the side body. Right elbow onto the right thigh. Left arm alongside your ear. Move the weight back into your left foot and open your left knee a little wider. Lean back. 3 breaths. And out. 2. Almost there. Right shoulder away from your ear so you're not leaning into the arm. Last one. Arms up, inhale. See how low you can go. And then straighten the legs. Bring your hands alongside your body. Turn the left foot so it's parallel to the front edge of your mat. Turn your right toes towards the back of the mat. Lift up the right hip point and then bend through that right knee. If you can get the thigh parallel to the floor, go ahead and do that. Pull the belly back. Take the left arm down the back of your leg, palm face up so you're not leaning into the leg. Lift the right arm up, peaceful warrior. Press your right knee to the right. Bend the front knee a little deeper. And then taking your right hand either onto the leg, the elbow. Some of you will take your fingertips to the floor or take your hand onto the block like you did before. Concave the belly back. Wrap your right sit bone underneath you and keep that back leg strong. Now extend the left arm alongside your ear. Bring the arm close to the face. Shoulder away from the ear, move the arm back. Keep rolling the right lower ribs underneath you to look up. 3 breaths. Front knee over the ankle. 2 more. Press firmly through the outer left foot. Last one. And then folding forward, grab your blocks, parallel your feet. Flat back if your hamstrings are tight, otherwise fold. Now we're going to heel toe our feet underneath us. So slowly bringing your feet in to about 2 fist distance apart, hip bone distance apart. Take your hands onto your legs if you need more support for your baby. And you're going to curl your hands up your legs, otherwise drop your head, let your arms and head dangle, belly in. Slowly, slowly, slowly roll all the way up. Roll the shoulders up and back and then down. Let's finish off that sequence. Come to the front of your mat and then we'll be coming to the floor soon. How are we doing, Vera? It's a lot on your legs, right? So your legs will be feeling strong. We're going to step back, so you want to come to the front of your mat. Yeah. So we're going to take a big giant step back with the right foot to the back of the mat. Oh, actually, let's just change over. I'm sorry. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. So we're on the other side. See that there's a fist distance from side to side between your heels. Your back foot is at a 45 degrees angle and turn into the front left quadrant of your mat. Press through the outer back foot and start to bend through the front knee, so the knee's over the ankle. You can be in a longer stance like me or a little shorter like Vera here. And then we're going to take our hands into Venus lock. Extend the arms from the heart center. Turn the inner elbows up, the wrinkly part of the elbows down. And then pull the arms back into the socket so the shoulder blades lie flat on the back. Lift through the lower belly, lengthen your tail, and you want to straighten that back leg all the way. Look up, heart lifts, tail lengthens, 3 more breaths in. This is called Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Inhale 2, track that front knee over your little toe and the toe next to it. Last one. Exhaling 3. Straighten through your front leg and pull your elbows back. Reach your hands forward, inhale, palms face up. Turn the hands out to the side and swim the arms back. Circle the arms at the back. Inhale forward and exhale, swim back. So it's kind of like you're doing the breaststroke. Reach forward, inhale, swim back, exhale. This time forward, inhale. Find your reverse prayer or hold onto your elbows behind the back. If you've got reverse prayer, press your thumbs towards each other, adjust your feet accordingly. Lengthen through the tail, lift through the hip points. Start to reach the heart forward and up. Wrap the top of the shoulders up and back. Starting to look up at the sky. Stargazer. 3 breaths. Lift the arch of your back foot. 2 breaths, inhale. Exhaling. Last one. Exhaling 3. Come back upright. Release your arms up towards the sky, palms face each other, press. And then draw the hands in front of the heart. This time we're going to step forward to the front of the mat. And you're going to sit your bottom down. So good job with that. So you're going to extend your legs forward and you're going to slide the flesh back from your bottom. Flex through the feet. Now if you need to sit on a block, you can sit on a block here. So you can put that underneath your bottom like so. We're going to bend the right knee and draw the heel towards the sit bone. Lift tall. Now if you sat on a block, you probably want the second block behind you. Keep flexing through the left foot, lift the right arm up, inhale. And then take the elbow to the inner thigh. That's it. So we're doing an open twist, which allows more space for your baby rather than twisting towards the leg. You can start to crawl those left fingers back and over towards the right side of your mat as you gently, gently twist from above the navel. Now if your hips are open, you might slide your right shoulder down to your inner knee. Stay like Vera if you're in your third trimester. Maybe coming into the bind, wrapping your right arm in front of the shin, the left arm behind your back. Roll that left shoulder up and back. Lean back with the head. 3 more breaths. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Last 1. Exhaling 3. Gently release the bind if you have it. Come back to the front. Extend the right leg long. Bend your left knee. Draw the heel as close to your sit bone as you can get it. Extend through the right leg. If you sat on the block, take that second block behind you. Inhale, lift the right arm up, lengthen. Take the hand onto the block or to the floor. Inhale, left arm up, lengthen. And then hook the elbow to the inner knee. Press your knee into the arm into the knee. Try to roll to the front of the sit bones. Push your left foot down to get more height through the spine as you gently twist to look over your right shoulder. Try not to crank in the neck. The twist in the neck should be like a little flourish at the top of the twist. So the nervous system stays calm, the neck doesn't feel strained. If you came into the bind, shoulder to the inner knee, left arm in front of the shin. Otherwise, stay like Vera. Right shoulder rolls up and back. Lean back with the head and heart. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Last 1. Exhaling 3. Gently release the bind, come back to the front. Come off the block if you sat on it. Now you're going to place both your feet onto the floor. Take your hands onto your ankles, arms on the inside. We're going to do some Kegel exercises. So I want you to think of the pelvic floor as an elevator. So when you lift the pelvic floor muscles, it's like you're lifting up to the first floor, and then you lift them up tighter, that's your second floor. And when you lift the pelvic floor muscles and engage them to the top, that's the third floor. And the same as you release down, second, first. And then you see if you can relax the pelvic floor muscles completely. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to lift up your pelvic floor muscles 1/3 of the way. Try your best to the first floor. Take a breath in. See if you can lift them up to the second floor so you engage them a little bit more. Inhale. And then see if you can lift them all the way up to the top so you're squeezing them up as high as you can. And then as you inhale, you're going to release to the second floor. And then inhale, release to the first floor. And then the most important part of this practice is learning how to completely soften and let go. So that's what you're trying to do when you're giving birth. So don't worry, some people say to me that they don't understand, they've only got 1 floor. The more you practice this, you'll be able to get more definition in the pelvic floor muscles. So just try your best. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift to the first floor. Stay there, inhale. See if you can lift them up to the second floor. Exhale. Stay there, breathe in. And then engage the muscles all the way to the top. If they release, keep lifting them up. Inhale. Exhale, soften to the second floor. Breathe in. Soften to the first floor. Breathe in. Most important, learning how to relax the muscles. As long as you got that part, you're doing well. One more. Inhale. Exhale, first floor. Inhale. Lift to the second floor. Inhale. Engage the muscles to the top. See if you can hold them there as you breathe in. Exhale, release to the second floor. Inhale. First floor, so the muscles are just hovering. Breathe in. And then completely relax. Bring the soles of your feet together so your legs are in a diamond shape rather than the heels being close in. And this is called Torasana. It's the only forward bend that you actually want to round the spine. So pull through the low back, round the spine like you've got a tortoise shell on. So the highest point's your middle back. Let your head go. I was trying to mix turtle and tortoise together there. But either one, so it's like a roundish shell. Soften completely, and this is a great stretch for your lower back. Great stretch for your inner thighs, your outer hips. This probably feels really good after all that hard work that you've been doing in your legs. See if you can let your head go a little more, the back of the neck soften. Breathing in and out through the nose. Try to draw that breath down into the lower back. And stacking the vertebrae, roll yourself up, keeping the head heavy. And then just give your legs a little wiggle just to release. So we're going to take our hands behind us, and you're going to place your right ankle on top of your left thigh. So if you can't get the foot on, it's probably because that lower foot's too close to you, so send it forward a little more so you can get the ankle on top. Most important thing is that you want to flex through the foot and lengthen the inner ankle. So if you look at the inner ankle, it should be like a full moon rather than a wrinkly prune. Now from here, if you're not feeling a stretch, you can press into your hands and slide your bottom a little closer towards that left heel. And you'll start to feel a stretch in the outer right hip. Lift through the heart, so you're not rounding in your lower back. Now if you're very open in your hips, you're going to either stay like this where Vera is, otherwise you're going to come into full ankle to knee, lying that left shin down. Now you want your shins stacked completely one on top of the other, and if you look, my ankle's directly on top of the knee, and it's the same with the lower leg. So now you've got this big space for your baby to fit in. This is a great pose to open the hips, the outer hips. A lot of the times these outer rotators tighten up as our feet turn out, as our baby moves forward, as we need more space in the pelvis. And we start to get a little bit of lower back pain. So this will help to alleviate this. It's also great for sciatica, that nervy sensation down the back of the hamstring. If you're in full ankle to knee, lift through the heart, either stay here or start to hinge forward. Remember to keep the feet flexed. I always like to wiggle in these poses. Tilting through the pelvis. Let's take 6 breaths. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Reach the heart up and forward a little more. Exhaling 3. Inhale. Exhaling 4. 2 more, breathing through the nose. Exhaling 5. Last one. And exhaling 6. Roll yourself all the way up. Place your feet back onto the floor so your feet are about hip distance apart. You're going to have your fingers to point towards your heels. Press into your fingertips. Now this time you're going to roll your shoulder blades in the back, lift through the heart. You can either stay here, or if you feel comfortable enough, maybe lift your hips up. Maybe you can drop your head back, stick out your tongue and go rocking backwards and forwards. Now look forward. I want you to slide your bottom really close to your heels, so slide your bottom forward and you'll feel a stretch in your shoulders, so lift through the heart. Just in the front of the shoulders. If you move your head side to side, that will release the sides of the neck. And now see if you can pick your bottom up and slide it between your hands. Have your legs extended forward. Slide the flesh back from your sit bones. You can take your hands onto blocks to the side of your hips. You're welcome. And then Vera's going to push your hands down and try and get more length through her spine as she presses the top of the hamstring. So you can actually straighten your legs all the way here. Keep tilting the pelvis forward. Now if your hamstrings are open, follow me. Lift your arms up and then exhale, hinge and fold. Still have your legs engaged, kneecaps lifting, pressing through the heel. So I'm in Paschimottanasana, which is the seated forward bend, and Vera is in Dandasana, which is called staff pose. And that staff pose allows you to strengthen the spine because you learn how to get that nice upright posture. When you're in your last trimester, you want to try to maintain this upright posture as much as you can. Of course, there's sometimes you need to relax. But you want to be tilting your pelvis forward so that you move your baby into optimal position, because the baby's spine and head will always move towards the direction of gravity. So the spine will move forward if the pelvis is tilted forward, and the head will move down. And that will hopefully help prevent you going into a back birth. Roll yourself all the way up. Let's do that final ankle to knee side. Place your feet onto the floor. Gain a little bit of space between your heels and your sit bones so you can get that left ankle on. You can actually lean back. Flex through the foot. Find your full moon in the ankle. If you feel that you can go a little deeper, slide your bottom close to that front heel and walk your hands in. Lift your heart over your shin. If you did before, coming into the full ankle to knee position, lie your right shin down so your shins are like 2 fire logs, ankles directly on top of your knees. And just know as well that you can always place a block underneath this knee if it's hovering or a pillow, always propping up the spaces. And if you look at what Vera's doing, it's fine. She's nicely put blocks underneath her hands to get more height so she can lift her heart. So props are really great. Lengthening and folding if you did before. Let's take 6 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhaling. Inhaling 2. Exhaling. Inhaling 3. Exhaling. 4 breaths, breathing all the way down to your baby. Exhaling. Slowly inhale. Exhaling. Last one. And then roll yourself all the way up. Reach your legs forward. Notice the release in your hips. Your hips should feel good. And now I'm going to set Vera up for a restorative Shavasana on her left side. So you always want to be on the left side. Again, that's going to move your baby into optimal position. So what you can do, if you have a bolster or you have a pillow, you can put a pillow underneath your left ear. You can straighten through this lower right leg, and then she's going to bend her left knee and place it onto the pillow. Now just know as well, can I just move this out of the way a sec, sweet? That you can always prop up your baby if you need a little bit of a support there for your belly. And then the knee can go over the top. And that should feel really comfortable, right? After all that hard work. And then just softening. If you're in your first trimester, you can still resume Shavasana on your back, unless you prefer the left side Shavasana. Draw the shoulder blades underneath you if you lay on your back and lengthen your tail. So starting at the feet, see if you can soften all the tiny muscles in the feet. And you can even imagine that you could breathe in through the soles of your feet, up your legs into your pelvis. And you can imagine breathing down the legs and out to the soles of the feet. Inhaling through the feet up into the hips. And exhaling down. And as you breathe through the legs, let the legs get heavier and heavier. Trying to relax all the intricate muscles and the hip joints. If you're feeling cold, just know you can always place a blanket over you. You want to feel as comfy as you would in bed, so that the body can lay still, so the mind can quieten. Soften around your baby. Now see if you can direct the breath into the lower back, using the breath to massage the lower back. Now directing the breath to the heart center. Breathe into the back of the shoulder blades, underneath the shoulders, so you can relax the arms. Soften into the palms. Head completely supported on the floor or on your pillow. Feel the outer corners of their eyes widen into the temples, the forehead spreading, relaxing all the way to the back of the eyes, the brain stem, into the back of the neck. So you feel spacious and open, but grounded and stable. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just to be in this moment with the breath, taking the time to be with your baby. Remembering that all this work that you're doing on calming yourself, calming your nervous system, working towards peacefulness, will transfer to your baby. They'll feel that you feel content. Such a wonderful moment. This is the time you really get to become one with another human being. Experiencing the idea of yoga to connect, to bind, to become one, to yoke. Slowly coming back into your bodies. You're going to bring gentle movement to your fingers and your toes. If you're on your backs, stretch your arms above your head, reaching from fingers to toes. Drawing the knees into the belly. Rocking side to side in your lower back. Then you're going to join the other ladies on their left side if you're not there already. Curling up into a little ball, into the fetal position, which is where we all began, in our own mother's womb. And remembering every moment is a new moment to begin again, always starting afresh from the place that you want to be. Knowing you can achieve anything, become anything you want. All you need to do is to dream it, and then move towards it. Bring your right hand in front of your heart, keeping your head heavy. We're all going to slowly come into a seated position, so keep your head dropping forward, so you keep the nervous system soft. We're going to come into a comfortable seated position. Feel free to sit on your bolster or your block. And then stacking your head on top of the spine when you're ready. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your baby. Dropping your head, coming into gratitude. The more we focus on the things that we want in our lives, the more we draw them to us. So giving thanks to yourself and your baby, to your body for what it enabled you to do today. Never judging or dwelling on anything that gives you difficulties. Lifting the head. Closing with just one arm, take a deep breath in. Allow the eyes to slowly float open. Thank you for joining us here at Be More Yogic. My name is Amanda Dee. This is Vera. Have a wonderful special day. Namaste.